Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the MylesHighClubPodcast. I'm your host, Miles. This is episode number 47. And how is everyone doing out there? I hope all my UK listeners are okay. The rest of the world, hope you're doing good. There's a reason why I said that, and it's, I don't know if I have anyone listening right now out there in the US, but this crate challenge that seems to have swept everything, everywhere you look, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, wherever I look, I see a crate challenge happening. I feel like I'm one of the first few people to say this. I love the crate challenge. I don't know if it's to the fact that there's no chance that I'm going to be doing it because we don't have those kind of crates out here, but no, I'm here for the crate challenge. Out of all the challenges that we've had recently, where it's just over sexualized or it's just plain stupid or dumb or whatever, the crate challenge is the perfect blend of fun and stupidity, and that's the only way I can think of it. Like, when you watch it, you think that it does look fun. It really does look fun, but then when you realize the risks of climbing and toppling, and then you see how many people have actually fell compared to how many people have made it, that's when the stupidity comes into it. But I think I first saw a video of it a week or two ago, and it was something about Hood Olympics, so I thought I was going to see a whole like ghetto Olympic version of these events. I don't know what the crate challenge is meant to be in a hood version of. Maybe the high jump, but I am here for it. I'm here for it. It looks like it's bringing the hood together. It's bringing blocks together. You've got kids, teenagers, adults, old people, men, women. Everyone is getting involved in the crate challenge. It looks like incredible fun. Few questions. Where did all these crates come from? And I've seen a lot of people ask that question, and I'm still no closer to the answer. Where did all these crates come from? Number two, are there any rules? Because I keep seeing some crates that look like they're single stacked, and then there are some that look like they've got like a double gap right at the top or near the bottom. To qualify, do you have to? What's the minimum high stack? So that middle stack's the highest. What is the minimum one? And how tall is each crate? Because I saw a video somewhere where someone was trying to say like each crate is like a foot. 6 of those crates, you're falling 6 feet. And some of these videos, people are doing it on concrete. Now, I don't know if it's because you were the first ones to do it, or if it's just because wherever you live, you just don't have that grass area. So you just said, fuck it, we'll do it on the concrete and see what happens. I'm telling you, it's fun. I've seen videos of 50, it looks like 50 people all gathering around. Rappers are doing it. Blueface did it. There was a guy doing it, rolling a blunt. Listen, if you haven't seen the video of the guy who's rolling a blunt on the way up, stops at the top, rolls it, lights it, and then just walks his way down. That video right there should be clipped and used as a campaign to legalize weed all over the world. I don't want to hear nothing else about weed. I want to see a cokehead attempt this challenge, a crackhead, someone on meth, someone on... I want to see every kind of drug that is out there, apart from, like, what's it called? Is it Adderall? Adderall's the one that makes you concentrate really well, isn't it? That's cheating. But I want to see everyone take every other drug. I want to watch them attempt to do this crate challenge. And when they all fail, that's when weed should officially be separated from the rest of these drugs. Should no longer be called a drug. It should be called like a power flower. Can't call it flower. You can't call it a drug. It should be called a power flower. And that is exactly how the campaign should be led. Anyway, welcome to another episode of the MylesHighClubPodcast. It's a better week this week for the topics that I've got. Some topics I actually don't care about that much, but because I keep seeing it everywhere, I thought I'll glance over it. The crate challenge, I just keep seeing it. I'm watching videos daily. I watch some videos more. Like, some people really fuck themselves up. I think I saw a video of someone broke their arm. Some people are just hitting the crate face first, breaking their backs on the crate. Like I said, I don't know if it's something that I enjoy purely because it's something that I'm not doing and it's not as accessible for me to do. But it looks like fun, but it also looks very stupid. But I'm here for it. Let's do more of these challenges. More challenges that they're not too dangerous. Well, they shouldn't be dangerous at all, but they're not dangerous. They're testing athleticism and they are bringing people together. They're the kind of challenges that we should keep doing. But what else was happening this week? Kanye versus Drake. These are one of the topics I don't care about, but I kept seeing it everywhere. And the only thing I took from this is no matter how rich you get, pettiness does, like, money does not outgrow pettiness. I think no matter what happens in life, no matter where you are in life, pettiness works, right? Drake and Kanye, if you don't know, or even if you do know, I am not the say-all on this, but they've got beef. They started, well, we say beef. They had a tiff, a lover's tiff, when Drake and Pusha T were going backward and forth. And apparently Kanye told Pusha T about Drake's hidden baby, so then Pusha T used it against him. And then they were going back and forth in lyrics with each other, and Drake had down the block, took a right, cut the lights. Apparently that was directions to Kanye's house from his house. I was watching a video where there were, I think it was academics who was talking about like people have been following people. So there's a lot of weird stuff going on, and these like are rich people, so even they get petty. But I just like that Drake did a song, mentioned Kanye's name, and then Kanye was like, you know what? Just dropped his address and then removed it, and then sent a screenshot of some group chat that Drake may or may not. As you can tell from my tone of voice, I don't care. I just want music. I don't want diss records between them. I just want both of them to drop their album. I care less about Kanye's album. But there's something about Kanye that's just got to make you have faith in the music that he can produce. But yeah, I don't care about Kanye and Drake battling. Kanye's not a rapper like that. I don't want to see that. I don't care about them fighting. What I will say, I don't care about them fighting. So I'm not sat here like, oh, I hope they fight. I can't wait for them to fight. I don't care if they don't fight. Probably better for it. But if I heard that there was a fight and there may be a video, I'd probably spend the rest of my day trying to find that video. Just to see it. I don't want to see it, but if it happens and it's out there, then I might as well see it, if you understand what I'm saying. But that's Kanye and Drake, two of the richest rappers in the world, and they are beefing like your ordinary everyday person on social media, dropping people's addresses and screenshotting messages that they've sent backward and forwards. It's, no matter how rich people get, they will never outgrow pettiness. And sticking with the petty topic, I spoke about this. I spoke about this person or these people not last week. It might have been the week before when it came to the Olympics. Sha'carri, she got banned from the Olympics. She was America's great hope at winning the 100. She got banned for smoking weed. The Olympics went on. Jamaica took a 1-2-3 sweep of the 100 meters. Everyone loved it. Twitter, Black Twitter, Jamaican Twitter, American Twitter, whatever Twitter you use, whatever Twitter you have access to, they were all for what had happened, and they were all for the shits and giggles after. And then it was last Saturday. So last Saturday there was something called the Eugene Diamond League. So the Prefontaine Classic on Saturday in Eugene. There was a 100-meter race which Sha'carri returned. She was only banned from the Olympics, so she wasn't banned from athletics. She wasn't banned from competing altogether. She was only banned from the Olympics. So the Olympics finished a week or 2 weeks after the Olympics, what I've just mentioned now. The Eugene Classic. It's basically an Olympic tournament. And Sha'carri was racing in it. This was the first race since she had been banned from the Olympics. All eyes were on her. She was also running against the 4 Jamaican women that competed in the 4x100 and won gold for Jamaica. She was also competing against the Jamaican women that took 1, 2, 3 in the Olympics as well. So the race happened. There was a 100-meter race. Sha'carri Richardson was planted right. I don't know if it was a setup or anything like that. But I don't know. She got put right in between Shelly Ann Fraser-Price. So right there on, I think it's her left. I'm trying to find a picture, but on her left she had Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, and then on her, who took silver in the 100 meters. Yes, took silver in the 100 meters, and then she got Helen to her right. I'm looking at the picture now. She had Shelly to her left. So Shelly Ann Fraser-Price to her left, and then Elaine Thompson-Herrera to her right, with Jackson, who took the bronze. And it was pretty much the same. Jamaica took the 1, 2, 3 the exact same way they took it in Olympics, with Elaine Thompson-Herrera taking gold, and then Shelly Ann Fraser-Price took silver, and Jackson took bronze. And you're all sat there now thinking, well, where did Sha'carri come, Miles? Where did she come? Poor Sha'carri, she come dead last, didn't she? Dead last. She didn't fall over. She didn't have a full start. She was just slow. She was running with a lot of hair. She was just slow. She came dead last. And with this, Twitter once again did what Twitter does and let the jokes fly. Now, this is where I stand. I don't know where I stand with some of these things, because on one hand, I believe a joke is a joke. Let these jokes fly. If it happened, I'm joking on it. It could be a funny joke. It can be a good joke. So it can be a joke like, haha, we're laughing together. Or it can be a, ha ha ha, I'm laughing at you. Either way, let those jokes fly. That's what I'm here for. On the other hand, yeah, you gotta know when to stop, I think. Sha'carri seemed to be perfectly fine. She ran the race. She came last. She pulled out of the 200 meters after. She had some big grandiose speech at the end about, yeah, I'm back and I'm young, I'm only 21. If anyone thinks I'm going nowhere, you can keep talking shit. She actually said this. She said you can keep shit coming out your mouth in the interview. And then later on, she was like, oh, I'm just happy for the women that won and blah, blah, blah. But everyone was going on about you need to humble yourself. Now, here's where I agree, or I disagree with them and agree with Sha'carri. Talk your shit. Okay? When it comes to most sports are a team effort. Football, basketball, cricket, any sport you can think of apart from like golf, they are team sports. So when it comes to the athletics and it's just me one in a 10 to 11 second race, I'm going to talk shit. Okay? Someone could pull me up now and say, Miles, you right now, we want you to race every member. Well, we want you to race the sprinters of Team GB. I'm going to talk big shit. Yes, I know I'm going to lose. Yes, they are probably going to blow me out of the water. Yes, they could probably run the 400 in the time it takes me to finish the 100. I'm still here to talk my shit. Now, if I'm an athlete who's not only the fastest woman in America at the time, who has the 6th fastest run ever for a woman, I'm talking my shit, okay? Now, yes, when you talk your shit, the best thing to do is back it up. But if you can't always back it up. But no, that is the confidence. She should have been more humble in defeat. But beforehand, no. Before every race, you should be talking your big shit. Play the mind games. Get in people's head. Let people... I wouldn't be here like... I'm not coming to the Olympics to run and go for second. I am going for first. I am the best. I am the fastest. They will all be looking at my backside as I cross the finish line. This is the kind of shit I'll be talking. So I don't blame Sha'carri for talking her shit. But yeah. Maybe she'll be a bit more humble in defeat. And good luck to Sha'carri moving forward, because she's only 21. So the next Olympics, I'm sure she'll be there again as long as she sticks at it. She's trending again, like as we speak. Well, was it last night? I think it was yesterday or earlier today. She was trending again because an Olympic legend came out and gave her some support on national TV, and then she put in her story, words on national TV mean about as nothing at all, or something like that. And then she got a bunch of backlash off people who were like, yo, a legend comes out when asked about you and shows you support and bigs you up, and then you want to come out and shade her. You're out of pocket for that. And that's what Sha'carri is currently dealing with right now. But yo, Team Jamaica, the sweep again. Guan, that's what we're here for. Now, I had one big story for the week, but then there was another story that I felt like I just had to talk about, because we've seen it coming, and this might be the start. Like in the future, when we look back and we're like, shit, where did it all go wrong? This might be the start. And that is the Tesla robot. Okay, I don't know if any of you have heard, but Elon Musk unveiled a Tesla bot, which is a humanoid robot that uses vehicle AI. You know what? Let me just read some about this, and then we'll get into it. So Elon Musk on Thursday, so last week Thursday, unveiled a humanoid robot called the Tesla bot that runs on the same AI, artificial intelligence, used by Tesla's fleet of autonomous vehicles. A functioning version of the robot didn't make an appearance during Musk's reveal, though. A slightly bizarre dance by a performer dressed like a Tesla bot did. Oh, Elon. What, aren't you meant to be racing? Shouldn't you be racing to space? Why are you trying to now get into the AI world. The head of this Tesla bot will be kitted out with the autopilot cameras used by Tesla's vehicles to sense the environment and will contain a screen to display information. Internally, it will be operating via Tesla's full self-driving computer. It's intended to be friendly, Musk joked, and navigate through a world built for humans. I don't know what to say about this. On one hand, as someone that loves technology, this is fantastic. We're actually getting robots, just like all our favorite sci-fi movies. A C-3PO, we are getting a robot, and that is pretty much where it ends. That is where it ends. Where do I start? Skynet. If you don't know what Skynet is, you haven't watched Terminator. So, Skynet, you know what? I don't know. I'm actually going to bring it up because I want to get it. I just want to paint the picture just so for the people out there who wonder what's so the big deal about this. They just need to understand what. So Skynet was originally created to help control the national military arsenal in an automated defense program. After it attained artificial consciousness, its human regulators tried to deactivate it, and this was perceived as an attack. You hear that? So everyone that's watched Terminator, if you didn't pay attention, you just think, oh, Skynet are bad, they're trying to kill humans. Skynet was made by humans, for humans. This technology was so advanced that it ended up growing a conscience and could think for itself. And because it could think for itself, humans shit the bed. What have we done? Let's try and destroy it. That didn't work. They then took that as Skynet then took that as an attack, which it was. They were trying to attack it, and then proceeded to destroy all humans. Elon, what are you doing? What else was there? iRobot. Everyone's seen the film iRobot with Will Smith. With the robot that just goes rogue. The robot goes rogue. It then infects and turns all the other fucking robots rogue. They then try and end human civilization. I don't know how many more movie references I can make where robots come to life and then attempt to ruin human civilization. Black Mirror. There are countless episodes of Black Mirror where the episode starts, you see a piece of tech and you think to yourself, that could be a great idea. That would be fantastic. And then it always backfires. Always backfires. I'm trying to think of which ones. I'm trying to think of one, a particular episode where this one isn't, well, it is good and it isn't. There's the one where they implant like a chip in your kid's head and then you can see everything your kid sees and it's got a tracker. And the mum has that in her kid and the kid grows up and she ends up seeing her mum have sex and then she ends up killing her. It's a whole thing, but that one backfires. You've got the social media one where it's like it's social media, but it's like a live social media and the woman's walking around and every time you interact with someone, they give you like a thumbs up or a star and your rating goes up, and depending on how high your rating is, depends on where you can work, where you can live, how you're treated, what cars you can rent, what class you can fly. And she has one bad encounter that drives her down, and then it's just bad encounter after bad encounter, and she goes from being like, what is she, like nearly a 5-star something, all the way down to having no stars and getting thrown into jail because her rating is so low. And then there's Love, Death and Robots. I don't know if anyone's watched. Side note, Love, Death and Robots. If you haven't watched it, go onto Netflix and watch it. One of the best animated series. Every episode is different and every episode is animated different. And every episode is either about love or death or robots. Sometimes multiple, sometimes all three. This one, it's 2 of them. So there's an episode in the newest season of Love, Death and Robots. I think it's the very first episode actually, and it's about house robots. And the technology is it's a house robot that does all the cleaning. It's a house cleaning robot, but not just like the vacuum ones that we see. Like it can pick up clothes, fold clothes, it can wipe off marks and dust. It does all of this, but it starts acting strange with the photo frame of a dog. And then at some point you hear like a buzz go off, and a buzz goes off, and it turns out the robot's then shot something at the dog and it's hurt the dog. She then tells the robot off and hits it or shouts it or something. The robot then perceives this as a threat and then begins to try and kill her and the dog. Now, we've seen all this before. What then happens is she manages to destroy this robot and get away with the help of someone else. But because she's destroyed this robot, the robots then sent a signal to every other system that works within that system of robots, every brand of that robot, to now say, we were attacked, we're under attack, hunt down this human and their DNA and make sure we bring an end to their lifeline. It's a dark episode, and it takes a twist. It takes a twist very quickly. What I'm saying, Elon, is what are you doing? We don't need robots to do everyday human tasks. We need humans to do everyday human tasks with mechanical devices that can assist us. And what I mean by that is maybe like a robot arm that can't think for itself. How about that? How about the most AI we go is our cars self-driving. And even then I feel like I'd get too comfortable. I'd get too comfortable in a self-driving car, and then that's when something happens. Because to me, don't tell me my car's self-driving and then say, but you must remain in the driving position. If I'm gonna remain in this position, with my hands on the wheels and feet on the pedals, I might as well just be driving. There is no point in me having a self-driving car if I have to remain in that position. So I'll want a nap or play a game on my phone, maybe watch a video on YouTube. There's so many things I can think of that I would end up doing. So many things I can think of that I would end up doing instead of actually driving. So yeah, I'm not here for I'm not here for AI. I love technology and I want to see technology get advanced, just not in this way. Nope. Faster. I want technology to get faster. That is all I want. I want transport to be faster. I want to be able to get from here to America in like an hour. I don't know how they would do it, but build something that would allow me to get from here to America in an hour safely. 10-minute queues. I get there, queue for 10 minutes. It's my time slot. Jump in this portal or whatever it is, and boop, 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 boop. That's the noise it makes when it goes. That's the noise it makes when it lands back. And now I'm in America. That's all we want. Don't care about a Tesla bot at all. Another big story that came out last week. Well, there were two stories. One came out last week. One came out earlier this week. The first story that came out was OnlyFans plans to ban sexually explicit material. As soon as I saw that, I was like, Tumblr said the same thing. For those that don't remember Tumblr, or don't know what Tumblr is, Tumblr used to be like an OnlyFans sort of site, which was mainly brought to its prominence due to the sexually explicit content that was on there. Pictures, videos, you name it, it was on there. Tumblr banned it, and then all of a sudden, Tumblr's now just a fond memory that I'm not too sure anyone who is under the age of 21 would know. I feel like definitely anyone under the age of 16 is not knowing what Tumblr is. 18 to 21 year olds, I'd be very shocked if they knew what Tumblr was. I just about know what Tumblr is, and I'm 28. And I'm trying to think of a time when I would have actively been using Tumblr. But no, OnlyFans came out to plans to ban sexual explicit material. I think they said by October. I think they said you've got to October and then we are banning it. And two things happened. One, everyone made their jokes about the stereotypical people that are on OnlyFans, the sex workers. And the other side of it was the sex workers and everyone else kicking off about them doing this. So a lot of people were like, hey, you take 20% of our money and now you want to try and ban sexually explicit material even though we helped build OnlyFans up. And they did, especially over the COVID time. Sex workers and I'm assuming, I don't know what falls into the category of sex worker. It's not just the polite way of saying prostitute. I don't think to be a sex worker, I don't think you actually have to sleep with people. I could be wrong. Probably should have Googled this, but you know what? It's just flow of the thought at the minute. So yeah, I don't think you have to be a sex worker. I don't think if you're a sex worker, it means you sleep with people for money. I just want to put that out there. If it does and I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I'd rather say it doesn't just mean that. There are other things that sex workers can do, like sell photos of themselves. But anyway, I've never been mad at any of these people. If I thought I could shake my dick on camera or moisturize on camera for a few minutes a day and get paid 10 grand a month, you best believe I would be doing that shit. I'd have sparkling moisturizer. I'd be choreographing shower videos of me just showering. I would have so many erotic videos of just myself Me and the hammer in hand, making 10 grand a month, not caring what anyone else would say to me. If there was a market out there where someone wanted to buy my boxers or my socks after I'd been to the gym or after I'd played a football game on the weekend, hey, message me. Let's talk prices, and I'll package them wherever you want. Get them sent out to you on a monthly basis. You can get a subscription. It would make me work out even more. I can tell you that much. Getting paid 10 grand a month because someone wants my sweaty underwear. Why not? But yeah, so OnlyFans OnlyFans were planning to ban sexually explicit material in October. A bunch of people kicked off, and then lo and behold, less than 1 week after they announced it, they do a U-turn and they have now scrapped plans. Well, depending on where you read it, some people say OnlyFans have scrapped plans to ban sexually explicit material. Other places are saying that OnlyFans has suspended plans, which means it could still come back. But yeah, they said they would ban an adult material from the 1st of October to the dismay of its users and creators, who argued that doing so risked driving such work underground. I.e. people just doing what they do on OnlyFans now, but on a less secure website or place. The company said in the tweet, "Thank you for everyone for making your voices heard. We have secured assurances necessary to support our diverse creator community and have suspended the planned October 1st policy change. OnlyFans stands for inclusion and will continue to provide a home for all creators." So OnlyFans came out and basically said, yo, we don't want to stop you guys doing sexually explicit material. Our financiers, the people that pay us, are saying they're not going to pay us if we carry on doing this. So I did some research into it just to find out what was going on. And it turns out, is it on here? Yeah. It turns out just 2 days before OnlyFans announced this, the company revealed a new business venture, which is OFTV, OnlyFans TV, which would take its platform onto smart TVs for the first time. Due to App Store rules, explicit content was banned from that service, a fact that took some as a harbinger of wider plans. So again, they just put out something to get OnlyFans TV. Due to the content that can be found on OnlyFans, it sounds like, and due to some of the, which doesn't make sense because the rules let you download OnlyFans on your phone. So maybe there's different rules for apps on TV than there are for apps on your mobile phone. I should know these things, but I don't. So maybe there are TV app rules that mean you can't download anything with explicit content, so it's been banned from that. So that's one thing that would have got it on there. And then I said on Tuesday, however, OnlyFans chief executive and co-founder Tim Stokely laid the blame for the porn ban on the feet of the company's financial backers. The change in policy, we had no choice. The short answer is banks. We pay over 1 million creators over $300 million every month, and we're making sure that these funds get to creators involved using the banking sector. 300 million every month. Yo, if you are out there making jokes about these people on OnlyFans, I think you should just sit down and be quiet. Because 10 grand a month is what some people are making. Again, I get it. Some people are probably on there making nothing. Some people are on there making a few hundred. There are people on there making people's year's salaries in a month, in 2 months, in 3 months. And this is just on OnlyFans. There was there was a teacher that got fired in America on OnlyFans, and she was then making like triple her salary on there. There was a woman on there who just reads the Bible. She just reads the Bible in underwear, and she was making like 25 grand a month. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? So yeah, but now OnlyFans are saying they've suspended their plans, which means it's not over. So I feel like they're going to try this again, or they're going to try and word it differently, or they'll probably have they'll probably create some sort of sister app that's like OnlyFans Dark or OnlyFans X or Only Adult Fans. I don't know what they're going to do. Only XXX fans, and they'll have that, and then they'll move all the content off OnlyFans. Because again, OnlyFans are trying to grow, and it seems that they don't want to be just known as the website where people make porn videos. So they're trying to grow and expand. They brought out OnlyFans TV, so I can only imagine all the different stuff they're going to have on there. Oh. And again, OnlyFans isn't just people doing porn shit on there. I've seen people do cosplay and do cosplay requests on there. They'll literally go on OnlyFans, they'll get people to suggest what they should dress up as cosplay, and then they literally dress up as that and go on OnlyFans, and they get paid for doing that. There's all sorts. I haven't been on OnlyFans. I just listen to a lot of podcasts and do a lot of research about. Well, I do research on some stuff sometimes. This is one of them, and I actually found out, okay, there is more than that on OnlyFans, because I genuinely thought at one point OnlyFans was specifically for one thing and one thing only, and that was them sex videos. So again, I apologize to any sex workers out there who I may have offended by thinking of that. But they were the big stories, or the big stories from the week: the Tesla robot and OnlyFans and robots. That might be a good title. OnlyFans and no, it's not. I'm not going to put that in as a title. If you guys ever saw the thought process that goes through my head and how long it actually takes me to name the title of a video, you would think I'm coming up with some Grammy Award winning titles. Like, no, I sit there and I'm like, what do I call this episode? What did I talk about? It's one thing after another. But moving on, the last segment of the show, What's on the Box, the weekly segment where I talk about what I've been watching, what latest TV shows and movies I've been watching in the past week. Now, in terms of new, I, for a change, actually decided to look what was on Amazon Prime. Again, I haven't been on Amazon Prime in such a long time. I just hate the interface. I hate the interface of Prime so much, it literally puts me off. I still haven't watched American Gods, the second season, because it puts me off. I need to finish Invincible, but just being on that app puts me off. But I went back on there because I was getting bored of Netflix. And I decided to watch a new Prime exclusive movie called Boss Level with, is it Frank? What's his name? Hold on a minute. Wallan, because I want to get his name. Frank Grillo, who plays the main character of Roy. It's one of those, here we go. It's a time loop film. So it says here, a former special forces agent is trapped in a time loop and relives his death over and over again. To escape the terrible situation, he must track down those responsible and stop them. So it's very similar in a way to Groundhog Day, where every time he goes to sleep, he wakes up and it's the same day. Edge of Tomorrow, every time Tom Cruise's character dies, he comes back alive. It's one of those type of movies, but this one is done differently. So like, there's Groundhog Day, there's Happy Death Day, and there's, what is the other one? There's Marlon Wayans has got one, but I forgot what it's called, but it's about a wedding, and they all have some sort of symbolic meaning. Like Groundhog Day is about him not being so egotistical, I think, and he's basically got to prove something for the day to end over again, and that involves him falling in love with some woman, I believe. Edge of Days, he's got mimic blood, it's alien blood in him, and that's what makes the day restarts. We then uses that as a tactic to win. Marlon Wayans, he has to learn to appreciate his wife and appreciate their love for each and their relationship, and then when he finally does that, he's able to get married and his day continues. This one is nothing like that. So spoilers from this one moving onwards. The film starts with Frank, who basically wakes up on like day 140 something, avoiding some random attack. And it's because he plays out the same day over and over and over again, but he can only ever get up to a certain time in that day, and he always dies at that point. So it's like, I never know what happens after this point. So as he's living his days, as he goes on, he basically starts to work out what's going on, which turns out to be his, I'm trying to work out how he works it out. Because you know, when I watch a movie, sometimes I just blend everything into one. So because I know how it happened, I'm trying to work out how it happened in the movie. He basically keeps reliving his deaths over and over and over again. He then finds out who's sending these people to he's sending these people to kill him, and it's someone called Venter. So what he then starts hashing a plan is, he hashes now a plan to find out who the person is that sends him by killing all the people and fighting his way back to where this all started. That turns into a twist to find out that his wife, his ex-wife, his baby mom, he went to visit her and she cut off a piece of his hair and took some of his DNA and put him into some machine that constantly loops time every time that he dies. But he thinks that the person involved killed her, so then his whole thing's a revenge thing. And then he actually goes and chills with his son. He has a son with this woman, but the kid doesn't know he's the dad. So after a while, when he realizes that he can't actually save the day, because every time he saves the day, the world ends, he just spends all this time going to his son. Like, he does the day, survives everyone, and then goes and chills with his son all day until the world blows up, and he keeps on doing that. Until one day, his son says something about his mum texting him in the morning, and then he realizes that his wife wasn't dead all that time, and that when he woke up in the morning, his wife was alive, or his girlfriend, lover, whatever she is, she's alive for like 16 minutes. So then he does it all over again, killing everyone, trying to get his way back in the building within 16 minutes to save her life. He saves her life, only to find out that in order to save the world, he needs to kill himself. I'm not selling it. It was a decent movie, okay? It wasn't the best movie out there. It was a decent movie. If you've just sat there and listened to that, my description does not give it justice, because you're probably listening thinking, Miles, are you sure you like this film? Because it sounds like a shit film, but it's not. I'm just not good at explaining films. But it's a fun film. That's what I would say. It's just a fun film. Naomi Watts is in it. Mel Gibson, depending if you like him or not, he's in it. Frank Grillo's in it. I'm trying to think if there were any other big names. There might have been big names in it, but I don't remember. Will Sasso. He's a comedian, isn't he? I'm sure that Will Sasso is a comedian, because I've seen him somewhere before. But he's in it. But the Gronkowski's in it at some point as well. Ken Jeong, the person that everyone knows as... Oh my god. What does everyone know him as? In The Hangover. Chang? Is it Chang? I want to say Chang. I feel like that's what he's known as. Him, basically. But no, it's a good, fun film. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of fighting and death and brutal death and repetitive... Well, not repetitive death, but death repeats itself a lot of times. It's a good, fun film. I advise everyone goes to watch it. And on to my favourite thing to always talk about on this podcast. People that know me are probably thinking, Miles, you've done this podcast for so long and you rarely talk about Harry Potter compared to how much you talk about Disney. It's probably because Disney, or Marvel anyway, they're doing a lot. They're constantly doing a lot. Harry Potter's done. It will always be my first love. I've got all my Harry Potter stuff in the corner over there that you can't see at the minute. But I'll always have a love for Harry Potter. But at the minute, they're not putting anything out. I don't know when the next Fantastic Beasts movie is meant to come out. Probably next year. There's a Harry Potter game that's coming. That was meant to come out later this year, but again, that got pushed back. So that's not coming out till next year, they said as well. So until then, I've got all this Marvel stuff to fill me up with. This week's one, I'm actually recording on Thursday. Again, I was at a family funeral yesterday, so I didn't get time to record the podcast yesterday. But no, this one was a very, very good one. This one was a what if all the Avengers died? Which I didn't know how they were going to do it. Watching it was a really good episode, only because the whole time I was watching this episode, I was like, yo, what is going on? And who is behind all of this? That's all I kept asking myself throughout the whole show. What's going on? Who is behind all of this? So with this one, it starts off with it's known as Fury's Big Week. So in the MCU, Iron Man... Is it Iron Man or Iron Man 2? It might be Iron Man 2. I think it's Iron Man 2, Thor, and Hulk all happen within the same week. Like the Monday to Friday week. It all happens this week. In this What If, however... When Nick Fury and Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow, go to that donut place to recruit Tony Stark, when Black Widow injects him with something, instead of sobering him up, it kills him, which gets Black Widow thrown in jail. Nick Fury's like, I know you didn't do it, but someone's framing it as you did. We then cut to the parts that are in Thor, when Thor's trying to retrieve his hammer from the ground, and it's the government dig site. As Thor approaches the hammer, Hawkeye's got an arrow pulled. Nick Fury tells him to hold his fire, but then just before he says fire, Hawkeye lets go of an arrow, shoots the God of Thunder straight in the heart, killing him. Barton then gets arrested, he gets thrown into jail, and then he dies. It then cuts to a scene from the Hulk when Hulk's trying to escape the university, but Thaddeus Ross turns up with the army. This time Black Widow's with him, because again, it's what if, it's a different path that happens. It appears that someone shoots Banner through the glass, which then turns him into the Hulk. He turns into the Hulk, goes on an amazing mini rage. Like, the rage attack he does on the army looks so great. But then he stops and he starts to swell, and he swells and swells, and then he blows up. And then it cuts to another scene with Natasha Romanoff in a library. She discovers that someone logged in as Hope Van Dyne into the SHIELD system, but Hope Van Dyne has been dead for 2 years, which is a twist to this what if, because in the normal MC Universe, Hope Van Dyne's actually alive because that's who plays the Wasp. So she then gets beat up and she screams, Hope, it's all about Hope. Nick Fury then works out that all these attacks have been caused by Hank Pym. He goes to the grave of Hope. Hank Pym turns up. How very dare you? And then Hank Pym starts to tell you exactly what he did. So when Natasha injected injected Iron Man, Hank Pym shrunk up inside and killed him that way. The Arrow, Hank Pym, again, minimized himself, shrink himself like he did with Iron Man so no one could see him, and hit Hawkeye's finger, causing him to loose the arrow, which killed Thor. It's Hank again in the Wasp, what's it called? The yellow jacket suit from the... If you've seen Ant-Man, you've got Ant-Man, and then you've got the bad guy that played by Adrian Cross in the yellow jacket. That's what Hank Pym's wearing. In the comics, Hank Pym becomes Yellow Jacket. He becomes the first one and he's a bad guy. So in this What If, he's in the Yellow Jacket one. He starts fighting Nick Fury. Nick Fury is kicking ass surprisingly well. Turns out it's not Nick Fury. It was actually Loki, because when Thor was killed, Loki and the rest of the Asgardians actually came to Earth and declared war unless they brought him the corpse or the body of whoever killed his brother Thor. During all this scene, it's when Hank he basically spills his evil plan, which was he killed Iron Man, he shrunk down and hit Hawkeye's finger, which then led to the arrow being shot through Thor. He then went into Hawkeye's head and mushed his brains and then just flew out his ear and killed him. When Hulk got shot, he didn't get shot. It was actually Hank flying through the glass into the arm of Bruce Banner, so that when he turned into the Hulk, he got one of his enlarging discs that we see in Ant-Man, threw it onto the Hulk's heart. That caused the Hulk's heart enlarge, which his heart enlarged, which I'm sure made his blood pressure rate go up, which his body couldn't match with, which I don't know could happen with the Hulk. Basically, the Hulk expands and then just explodes into pieces, and then he beats up Natasha, killing Natasha in the office, all because Hope Van Dyne died on a mission for S.H.I.E.L.D. It was a bit lackluster, only because after Hope died, like when Nick Fury says to him, Hope died, S.H.I.E.L.D. agents put their life on their line, they know what they're doing it for, blah, blah, blah. He gives a big old speech. Hank Pym just says, well, honor her then. He's like, honor her then, honor her then, as he's getting dragged off by Loki and the Asgardians. And I was like, did you really just kill some Avengers just so your daughter could be honored? I feel like it would have been better. Hear me, look at me giving tips to Marvel. I feel like it would have been slightly better if Hank Pym thought she died one way, and then it turns out after all this time she didn't actually die the way he thought. Nick Fury then tells him the truth. No, this is how she died, or this is why she died. It wasn't anyone's fault. It's part of the job. And he can be like, oh shit, I've just done all this. But no, they didn't do that. But either way, it was a fantastic episode of What If. That was episode number 3. I think we've got, I don't actually know how many more. We've got 10 episodes, so we've got 7 more. Oh, thank God for that. What was it? Loki was only 6. Winter Soldier and Falcon and Winter Soldier was only 6. WandaVision was 9. I'm glad this is 10. And the last bit of what's on the box this week. We finally got a Spider-Man Far From Home trailer, and my God, wasn't it a fan-fucking-tastic trailer. Oh, what a trailer. So, we've been waiting all year for a Spider-Man trailer. It might have been 2 or 3 days before the Spider-Man trailer actually came out that it got leaked. I remember seeing it was leaked. I was like, you know what? I'm not watching it. I don't want to watch it if it's leaked. 1, it might be crap quality. And 2, I don't know if it's an official ad. It might have been like, for all I know, Marvel might create multiple different ads or different shots just to have on there in case they get hacked, or just to send out just to see who the leak is, if it ever happens. Because I can't remember any other times, or that many times anyway, that a Marvel trailer has ever leaked. But the Spider-Man trailer leaked. A few days later, Marvel dropped the trailer anyway. I don't know if that was their hand being forced because someone had already leaked the trailer, or if it was all part of the plan and the trailer just happened to leak by accident or something a few days before the actual release. But Oh, what a trailer. I'm not going to unpack this whole trailer now. If you want to see that, go follow someone like New Rockstars. They do great unpacks. That's who I follow for my geeky information. But this was a great trailer. We saw Spider-Man. We saw a pumpkin bomb that lets us know Green Goblin's going to be in this. We saw Dr. Oz with the same... Is it not Frank Molina, I think? Alfred Molina. He's back to reprise his role as Doc Ock from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, which are the original Tobey Maguire ones. So Dr. Ock's back in it. We see a bolt of lightning, which it doesn't look natural, so that could be a sign of Electro. It also flicks up a lot of sand, so I've seen a few people saying that is that Sandman that could be in the trailer. There's also a shot that I missed, but again, thanks to these breakdowns, there's a shot of Lizard in this apparently as well from the Amazing Spider-Man villainry. So we've got Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Electro, Sandman, and the Lizard. There's got to be one more, and then we've got our Sinister Six movie. There's got to be one more villain, and then this is going to be Spider-Man facing the Sinister Six from all different universes. We see how it all happens. Spider-Man, we find out Spider-Man is Peter Parker because of what happened. We see him in prison or being interviewed anyway in like a police cell at one point by people. I'm hoping that they introduce his lawyer as Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil. I'd like even more if it was the same Daredevil from the Netflix series. But there's that. He then goes to Doctor Strange and he asks Doctor Strange to make a spell to go back to a time when, or to make everyone forget that he's Spider-Man. Wong says no and then leaves. Doctor Strange, of course, ignores this because of, well, it seems like it's because of ego, but that's all we know so far. He tries to do the spell. Apparently, Peter Parker starts messing it up because he gets in the middle of the spell and starts talking while Strange is doing it. Boom, big explosion goes off. And then that's when it goes tits up. It looks like everything's folding on itself. The multiverse has collided. Doc Ock from we've got Spider-Man from the MCU. We've got Doc Ock from the original trilogy. We've got Green Goblin, apparently from the original trilogy, because you can hear Willem Dafoe's laugh. We've got Electro and Lizard from the second Spider-Man, so the Amazing Spider-Man movies, and Sandman, which I don't know if it's going to be the same one from the third Spider-Man in the first trilogy, or if it's going to be a completely different Sandman. But all we need now is one more. Vulture maybe for the Sinister Six and bring him out. That would be Michael Keaton. Oh, that would be some really good villains. Those six would be really good villains. Don't necessarily care about the Lizard from Amazing Spider-Man, but I suppose you need someone in there for Spider-Man to dispense of straight away. I can't wait. But again, it looks studded. We've got Spider-Man's in it with his whole crew. MJ's back, Ned's back, Flash Thompson's in it. Doctor Strange is in this one. Wong's in this one. Are we going to see any Loki references, or are we going to see Loki or anything? Will WandaVision have an effect on this Spider-Man movie? Who knows? We've got to wait until December for this movie to come out, and I'm just so impatient. Even though we've still got, Shang-Chi in a few months, and then the Eternals in October or November, I think, as well. So can't wait for those movies. But that is another episode of the Miles High Club podcast. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe this video. Give me a subscribe or a heart and a like and a share. All the good stuff. Drop a comment. Anyone listening out there at this stage, drop a comment. I will reply. Help me beat these algorithms. Until the next time, I've been Miles. You've been watching. Peace.